You ever wish you could drop a line of Shakespeare in conversation, quote poetry from memory, or false recall your favorite song verses? We all want that moment where we sound sharp, expressive, and just a little impressive at times. You know, that moment when you drop a quote and everyone in the room suddenly thinks you're deeper than you actually are? But when we actually try to memorize a poem, it feels impossible. Words get twisted in our head, rhythm slips, and our brain just blanks. Therefore, in this video, I'll show you how to remember poetry the fast and smart way, using memory techniques that make the words stick naturally and almost effortlessly. By the end, you'll not only be able to quote poetry, you'll understand how memory really works. But first, let me prove I can remember a poem. That's what the blindfold's for. No, this is not a hostage situation, just a test of my memory. Although if it was a hostage situation, I'd let you know. Now, on to the poem. I met a traveler from an antique land, who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sands, half sunk and shattered visage lies, whose frown, wrinkled lip, and sneer of cold command tell that the sculpture well these passions read. For which yet survives, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. On the pedestal these words appear: My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing besides remains. Surrounding the decay of this colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away." Well, that only took 99 takes. Just kidding, 98. But who's counting? Now, on to how we actually go about memorizing a poem. First step is to break the poem into sections. Short-term memory has a limit of 4 to 7 objects at a time. So you want to create small bundles of information to remember. Next, we want to create a story in our heads. To do this, we're going to be associating images with each verse. You can draw them, or you can ask your favorite AI to generate images for you. Make the images meaningful to you. Let's look at the first 2 lines to start. I met a traveler from an antique land who said. For this, I imagine a traveler on a camel holding an antique, and he has a little speech bubble indicating that he's saying something. For this next one, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. I first imagine vastness, and then 2 stone legs that are like tree stumps, and then they're surrounded by desert. Next, near them on the sand, half sunk and shattered visage lies. For this, I imagine a face half sunk into the sand. The face is shattered like a plate. Basically what I look like after a long editing session. Next up, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command. For this image, I imagine an F besides the frown, wrinkled lips, and a sneer. I added the F because I kept mixing up the frown and the sneer in my head. Create whatever images work for you. Now keep doing this until you have images to remember each line. As you can see, this is how I remember the poem. You can also combine all these images into one. Make it feel more connected. Whatever works best for you. Now the final step is practice your memory, and not just by rereading. When you just reread something over and over again, it just uses your passive memory, which doesn't store it in the long-term memory. Instead, you need to actively engage your memory. Close the page and try to recall it from memory alone. Try doing this while you're showering, driving, or doing dishes, any moment you have free time. Within a few days, you should have most of it memorized, and in a few more days, you'll have it mastered. All the best to you memorizing your own lines. If you're looking for more challenges, check out my other courses online. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in a future video. God bless you and your family.